Rituparna. I'm one of the initial founding team which got together to start Teamly Services about 14 years back. It's India's largest HR services and staffing organization at the moment. First listed company. The journey has been interesting. I think it's a concept which was unique when we started out. It's to help the youth of the country who probably struggle to land themselves a first job, especially in the formal sector. So the concept of staffing helps facilitate the transition from being a fresher to being somebody competent and employable in the near future. Personally, for me, the journey has been interesting. I've been, at the core of it, I'm a salesperson. What's interesting is the fact that, of course, there are very few women who actually lasted out in the field of selling, but thankfully for me, I've been able to stick it out. What has been, I'm often asked what have been my aspirations when I started out. Honestly, when I was doing my management, I just knew one thing, that I wanted to be in a role where I get to interact with a lot of people, where I get to meet a lot of new people, and of course it has to be something where I constantly learn. It cannot be a job where I just get stagnated. For me, designation, money would probably be byproduct of the hard work, but if it is not a place where I do not learn, I don't think it would make sense. I've worked with few interesting organizations. My first job after my MBA was with Manish and Ashok, who are also incidentally the promoters of Teamly, and that was India's first payroll processing and benefits administration company, India Life. So when they were starting that organization, I joined them, got picked up from campus. Eventually went on to work with the .com, learned a lot, went bust. Then Monster was getting into India, moved to Monster to sell for them, got Monster's first check in India, sold everything that was there to sell, and I think at that point of time I was actually looking for something more challenging and something where, something more. I think at that point of time Ashok and Manish approached me with this idea of Teamly, which was unique in itself. Of course, at that point of time nobody heard. I faced a lot of flack, family, friends, relatives, that why would I leave an organization like Monster, established, big brand, multinational, take a huge pay cut on my salary to join an organization which is just not known. Happy to share that, of course, that gamble paid off, because here was an organization where I could get to learn every day. I don't remember a single day in the last 14 years where each day my today has been the same as my yesterday. How did I manage? Of course, when a lot of people, when they see me, they feel as if things have been very easy for me. A cakewalk. Well, I'm married. I have a child. I lost one due to unforeseen, inexplicable reason. I think I take care. I do have a harmonious home. I do not have any of my in-laws or any stable support system, which quintessentially one has. But I think I managed pretty fine. I did not feel a compelling reason to actually drop out of the workforce and go back and just take care of my daughter. It's not to say, a lot of people at times make the assumption that probably I'm not taking care of my home, but I think as women, it's innate in us to be able to manage multiple facets of our lives. Something which I keep urging to most women is that don't give in to any one of these, I like to call them alibis to drop out of the workforce. If you are working, if you intend to and if you commit to, the forces around you and your environment will work towards making it easy, or at least not coming up with hurdles or doors open for you. My child have been brought up not by any of my mother, my parents, my in-laws, while they come in and support, but by a support system whom I ended up trusting, and God forbid, nothing has really so drastic has happened, and things are okay. And I think she's growing up into a fantastically confident, capable, independent woman by herself. So challenges would be there. I think, yes, I have been fortunate to work in an organization who've been friendly to women. More importantly, this was an organization once upon a time where more than 50% of the workforce used to be women. As a matter of fact, we actually had to send out this implicit signal that maybe we are hiring too many women. So I think we had a different challenge altogether. But overall, I think it's an organization which is highly representative of women at all levels, even to the leadership level. But I personally believe that the best way for women to come into the workforce is that first make an attempt to be in the workforce. No matter what your challenges are, don't. Of course, there are issues. There are issues around regulations, issues around benefits, there are issues around parity. They will always be, but how can any one of them get resolved if we do not come out and participate in the workforce? Staying at our homes, we would not be able to bring about change. And honestly, nobody is going to bring about a change if we're not going to do it ourselves. And the best way to do it is ourselves coming into the workforce and being in positions of influence. Not just in workforce, whether it's in politics, whether it's in the judiciary, whether it's in public policy making. In every aspect, the more of us there, the more chances of us being able to make inroads and making the entire environment or the ecosystem much easier for us. And honestly, when I say easy, I'm not saying that, why should it just be easy for women? But the point is that, yes, we know that there are some compelling things which need to be sorted out. If we are not going to be involved, I don't think it's going to happen. So I think all I'm urging, I keep urging most women is that no matter what your challenges are, we understand. However, just make an attempt to come back and be there and stay invested. Yes, there are many options that are there. You can take a job which has got probably lesser hours when probably you're having a child. Maybe you can take a job where you can work from home for a bit. But whichever way, just stay involved, because as a matter of fact, there is an element of skill upgradation which comes into the picture. The moment you drop out and after 4 years you want to come back, and I know a lot of my friends say, I cannot, I was at this level, why should I come back and start at a different level? The point is that at the end of the day, organization are having us on their roles because for a certain level of productivity and a certain level of skill. So that 4 years, we would obviously have taken a hit in terms of the skills which others probably have picked up upon. So my advice always have been that whatever way it is, just come back, put in the hours and get back into the rigor, and that's how you scale up. Just because you may not get what you want is not a sufficient reason for you to just stay away. What are the different aspects? Some of the key things that have driven me at workplace constantly, of course, for me, learnability. I think if I'm not constantly improving and learning every day, then I'm really not, then it's not worth my time. And that's what I expect from any organization that I work for. Incidentally, for me, I've spent most of my time in one organization. Secondly, I think I've chosen never to give up. There are certain things which have taken time more than usual, but I've chosen not to succumb to the delay or become impatient. I think that doesn't work. And thirdly, for most women, again, I've started with myself, is that I've taken care of myself. And of course that realization came late, but better late than never. I think particularly over the last 3-4 years, I have figured that we do have to continue to play multiple roles. And we do not have a choice around that. And to have the stamina and the wherewithal to be able to do that, we will be sleeping late at night and we will have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. You can't do much about it. There are times personally for me, I wake up at 3 o'clock and take flights, and then on the same day I'm back in Bangalore as late as 2 o'clock in the morning I get home. To be able to do this, we need a lot more endurance, we need a lot more stamina, and for that I need to take care of myself. I think these are the three things which continue to drive me even today. Yes, I mean, I do have aspirations and goals, but I don't think they are above these three at any point of time. So that's about me, myself, what drives me, and looking forward to the initiative that now has taken. And if I'm able to encourage even a single woman to actually come back to the workforce, I would feel much fulfilled.